Hey guys, I'm here to give you your season 5, episode 4 of Tamar and Vince, Love Under New Management. So let's just jump straight into it. It starts off where we left off last week. Tamar is about to do her big show in her hometown, DC. Vince is nowhere to be found. She's snapping, spazzing out on everybody. Vince is running over here doing here, meeting fans, talking to Logan on the phone, arguing with production crews, and Tamar's kicking the news people out of the dressing room. And it's just like pure chaos going on behind the stage. Her brother there, Michael, who we never really get to see because he's not into all the TV stuff. We get to see James. He's there with his other friends, of course. And they're all just basically getting ready for the show. You get to see the ups and downs of what's happening, the microphone checks, the sound checks, or whatever you want to call it, and all this other stuff. And then basically you see the show pops off. And all at the end, it was a great success. Even though it was a lot going on in the background, we always know, yeah, shit's going to happen leading up to it. But ultimately at the end, they killed it. So after the show, dinner comes, and of course, Tamar has her whole staff with her, friends, or whatever you want to call them. And this is the problem I'm having. They bring up their drama. They wait until they get in these public settings with their friends. And I get they're doing it for TV and views and ratings and things like that. But if you're trying to fix your marriage in the real life behind the camera, this is not how you do it. And y'all get in these public settings with these outsiders and y'all allow them to comment and be able to judge and make comments on your marriage. And it's just not cool. So Vince brings up, asks one of her friends, how'd you like the show? Because anytime something goes wrong, Tamar likes to point the finger and blame it on me. Well, Vince, I'm just sitting there watching like, why would you say that? You know that's going to trigger her. You saying this shady, she's going to say something shady, and then it goes back and forth. But luckily, it didn't. The friend said what he had to say. He said it was great. They squashed the whole thing. But then Tamar comes back being petty. Well, Vince, where were you? He said, I had to go take some air. She said, well, why? And then that just went to them going back and forth, bickering in front of everybody at the table. And I'm just like, oh my fucking God. Like, divorce already if y'all gonna fucking divorce. Because this is just getting ridiculous and out of hand. Like, it's the nitpicking that them two have going back and forth with each other is what's getting me. So, Vince started the argument, Tamar fucking finished it. So then we jump next to EJ and James. They met Tamar at the spa. Of course, she's footing the bill like she ports the bill for everything when it comes to her friends. She treats them to the spa. They're getting facials. She's breaking the news to them that she want new management. They ain't paying her no mind because they getting rubbed down and getting facials. She's telling them that she's trying to find a perfect time for new management. Vince's friends is coming into town. When Vince's friends get here, they're like, we got a surprise for you. Blah, 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 blah. Next, we jump to the scene. Vince's friends arrive from Jersey. They're staying for a week. And Tamar and Vince start off picking at each other, as always. And it goes into them joking, to them kind of getting serious. Vince made a comment about he had bad bitches and Tamar was in another room next to her, so she came back going all off. And I'm just like, Vince, really? Really? Like, why would you even... I think that was disrespectful to say in itself. But again, it's nitpicking. It's childish, immature, high school, puppy love nitpicking. And it's just like, y'all both in y'all 40s, what the fuck are y'all doing? Like... And the friends is just sitting there like, okay, like not even knowing what to say. Then next you get James and EJ. They take Tamar to the sex store. That was their big surprise. In the nutshell, they make Tamar spend damn near $500 on all these different sex toys and pills to get aroused and have orgasms. And Tamar jumping on the boy and showing them different sex positions and doing all this extra added stuff that just was so unnecessary. So while she's at the sex toy store place, it jumps to a scene with Vince at the cigar place with his friends. And they're like going back and forth in and out of scenes. Basically, he's talking about what's happening in their marriage, and she's talking about the sex in their marriage. And it's flopping back and forth scene by scene of them hanging out with their friends, basically. I thought it was pretty cool, but again, obviously, they're talking about the troubles that they're having in their marriage. Um, Next, we jump to a scene, Tamar having dinner at her house, and once again, they go into their own personal marital stuff in front of a table full of people, a table full of outsiders, basically arguing about having your identity and Velcro and always being around each other and having identity, need, and space. Tamar asks one of Vince's friends, like, you work with your wife? And he said, yeah, on one of our business ventures we work together, but not on everything. She said, why not on everything? So he goes into details about how working on everything is too much and how he see himself giving into a lot of things because, you know, it's his wife and he want to keep her happy and keep confrontation down. So he just throws his hands up to a lot of stuff. And he's not an easy guy to just throw his hands up, but he do it to keep peace. And Tamar and Vince making faces, basically taking shots at each other or whatever. And I'm just like, once again, grow the fuck up. So the whole thing come up about, you know, needing space and hanging out with friends. It was just basically back and forth. Logan comes out and lightens the mood, basically like, mommy, you know, I want to go to bed. So she says, I'm out. I got to go put my son to bed. Cheers, blah, 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 blah. Next, you get Tamar takes Vince to this doctor that she found as a safer option for surgery. So he's giving Vince the options of what to do, you know, that's safer about something. The process is slower, but it's better and it's safer to like help get rid of the skin and tighten the skin on his stomach. So Tamar basically applauding herself, like, see, I knew it was safer options and blah, blah, blah. Now he ain't got to do this and now he ain't got to do that. And I'm just like, girl, calm down, whatever. So the last scene of the show, and it wasn't really much. It was just more than bickering back and forth, guys. Like, that's why this review is so fast. It just is mind-boggling. But the last scene was, it's the friends last night in LA. They're sitting at the table. And once again, they start arguing in front of a group of friends and allowing them to be able to comment on their relationship. They start talking about management, Tamar wanting a new manager and wanting to do this and needing help. And she's trying to say she want to do it to save their marriage. And the guy like, you think you need new management? And she like, yeah, I think I do. We need help. And Vince getting mad like, well, do what you got to do. Bring somebody else in. You a grown woman. Da 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 da. And it's awkward once again for the people that's sitting at the table that's just sitting there and they're all looking like awkward. And it just is mind-boggling. Like, Tamar turns to James and EJ for this advice, and I'm just like, they're the wrong people to turn to. I'm not saying don't go to them and vent to them, but for me, I just don't see like the realness in the friendship. Like, I just don't see it. It looks more like, hey, I'm gonna pay you guys to be my friends for this season of my show, and then yeah, like James and EJ is not two people that should be giving a 40-something-year-old advice on marriage. They would be the last two. And even if they were my friends, you two single gay bitches are single. And why am I turning to you for any kind of help or advice? I need to be talking to somebody, you know, more on my level. Not to be rude, but it is what it is. At first though, when they went to see that doctor, I thought they was in the counseling because they arrived separate times and it looked like they were going to like into some therapy office. And at first I was like, yes, thank God they're going to see some therapy. This is what they need, some counseling. And no, it just turned out to be the damn doctor. But did you see how they sat on separate couches? They didn't even like sit next to each other, and then their high was so dry. And I don't know if y'all noticed, but it was some reports that got out through TMZ, and I think I read this on the Shade Room. I'm not sure, but it was some article that got out that apparently they haven't lived in the house with each other for months, like 6 months to a year. I read that they hadn't even lived in their house, and I get that vibe. I said this before in the other video. I get the vibe that those two probably just been going through what they were going through, wasn't living in their house, and they just came to shoot in their house because the house just seemed so eerie, so empty. Like it don't look like, like they were living there like on previous seasons. So I don't know. It was just a little weird. I mean, this season hasn't been much. Honestly, so far we're 4 episodes in, and all we do is see Tamar and Vince every episode argue about. It's either they're arguing about management, they're arguing about friends being around, or they're arguing about him not being there to make sure he does his job for sound checks, or they're arguing about the surgery. Those are the top 4 things that they've been arguing about these past 4 episodes. It's been nothing different. I feel like we could have seen this on the Braxton Family Values and got a longer season of the Braxton Family Values, and they just go through whatever they go through in there. I really, as much as I like seeing Tamar, because I do enjoy Tamar, and I will be at the Escape show. One of my sole reasons is for Tamar, but I don't know. I'm a little disappointed just to see Tamar turn into James and EJ. I think that was the wrong move to make. But, I could just be wrong. Again, it's just my opinion. But you guys let me know what you think. Click the link. Make sure y'all share this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, Chatty Reese. Follow me on Instagram at The Chatty Reese Show. And make sure you guys follow my Facebook page at the #Chatty Reese then show. All right, guys. Talk to you soon. Peace.